place, really. He could see the drought-seared Oklahoma hills behind downtown Ada, seat of Pontotoc County and modern capital of the Chickasaw Nation. The clock next to a photo of the nation's governor read 11:58. Maytubby looked through the plate glass at the clock on the desk of his chief, Les Fox. It said 12:01. "Don't think about the grizzly turkey, Buzzard," he told himself. "Think about Jill Milton." And there she was, standing in Mason's parking lot and smiling at Maytubby as he pulled up in the cruiser. At the end of Main, behind her, the East Central University admin building shimmered like a mirage. There was too much white in the sky. The Citizens Bank thermometer flashed 105. "Sergeant William of the Royal Lighthorse Police." She tapped the brim of his Mountie hat. "Sounds downright colonial." "Change it to Maytubby, then it won't." "Quite right, Sergeant. Carry on." She took his arm as they entered the restaurant. Normally he braced for the chill, that silent half-second when he entered a public place in uniform and all eyes but the children's snapped down. Jill Milton rendered him invisible, though. Everyone but the children stared at her. Important, wavy black hair to her shoulder blades, keen obsidian eyes, and a big, fierce smile. Maytubby also marked the diner's curiosity, tumblers turning and racial padlocks. The waitress raised her eyebrows as they walked past. They nodded, and she went to tell the cook chicken shawarma, hummus. Jill said, "Sergeant, don't you have something on any of the tribal brass to make them rescind the pantyhose policy? It's the 21st century. It's been over 100 degrees for a month." "Are you saying our government is co-opting the fashions of our oppressors?" "No, I'm saying no guy would work for the nation if he had to wear a salmon polyester double-knit leisure suit." Maytubby pointed to his campaign hat on the table. "We all have our burdens." She snatched it up and put it on. The brim dropped to her nose. "I'd say you're undermining my authority." "I can't believe your people were my people's masters," she said. The waitress appeared, and Maytubby put his finger to his lips and motioned her to give him his food and take Jill's away. He was twirling a hunk of shawarma on his fork when she lifted the hat. "Hey!" "Some of your people were masters, too." Static crackled from his shoulder radio. He frowned and turned down the volume. The waitress set Jill's hummus plate in front of her. "Bail," his shoulder said. "Yeah, Sheila, what do we have?" "Hello, Jill." Jill Milton waved at the radio. "OHP and Nation Road Crew boss both called. Austin loves silver over green Jack 78 F100. Maytubby grabbed his hat, smiled at his fiancée, looked longingly at the uneaten shawarma, and made for the door. "East off 1 at Cullahoma Road. OHP abandoning pursuit on 1505 at the stomp grounds." Maytubby pushed the black Lighthorse Charger over the breaks of the muddy boggy river east of Ada, through Happy Land toward the Cullahoma grounds, where the nation gathered for ceremonial dances. He passed sun-scorched hayfields. A few skinny cattle stood around where ponds used to be. Ranchers had sold most of their herds in Ada weeks ago, when hay hit $80 a big bale. Leaving the highway, he faced a slalom course of construction signs and roadblocks on Cullahoma Road, 100 yards of one-lane blacktop, a half-mile of dirt, more one-lane blacktop. He blinked his lights at the highway patrol cruiser coming out. Jake Rinaldo waved. Maytubby couldn't blame him for bugging out. Jake didn't know the roads in there, and in fresh pursuit he couldn't arrest an Indian on tribal land. It was enough that he'd stay parked on Oklahoma 1 in case Austin Love came back west. Sheila would have a Pontotoc deputy where Cullahoma hit State 48 on the east side. Luckily, the last couple of miles were paved on at least one side. He could make time without raising a giant dust cursor.